All right, Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, and foreign Israelites that look like the other nations, scattered across the four corners of the earth. First and foremost, we want to face the east. Give all praises to Barak Yahawah. Barak Yahawah. Barak Yahawah. Barak Yahawah. Barak Yahawah. Barak Yahawah. You gotta give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Bahasham, Qadash. Want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone who led me to this truth and has been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, to show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who dwell in the elect, whomever they may be, scattered across four corners of the earth, to the hopeful elect. Lord willing, we be part of that number. Lord willing, this be edifying to the Lord. Lord willing, this be edifying to those who fear in the name of the Lord and are striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5. And is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9. So shalom to everybody out there. You know, everybody that comes to tune in, call on Yahawashi, Barak, Atham. And I'm out here, you know, just do a midweek camp. And this lesson, what the Spirit on me to do, is titled, This Place Shall Be Forgotten. So America, Babylon the Great, thanks for nothing. Because everything that we get is from Yahawashi. We ain't giving you no thanks. You know, everything we get is for our good. You know, as it says in Hebrews chapter 12, verse 10. You know, and that's to the elect, Lord willing, we part of that number. But we hoping we part of that number, as we are supposed to. So we're going to start with Isaiah chapter 67, or chapter 65, verse 17. And it reads, For behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered, nor come into mind. So when we get the universe, when we get there and the Lord has the universe prepared for us, we ain't gonna think about this place. We ain't gonna care about this place. So as we say, America, Babylon the Great, thanks for nothing, because it's going to be ashes. But ye be glad, this is verse 18, and it reads, but ye be glad and rejoice forever, that in which I create, for behold, I create Jerusalem, which is us, walking around, Lord willing, and rejoicing, and her people are joy. What I mean by Lord willing is the 1/3 who get to remain in this captivity during Jacob's trouble. And we're able to get out of this. And I know that it's been a lot of trials in my life, but they've made me strong, you know? And also, not let alone that, Satan has been trying to attack me in my dreams a lot. So that's how I know I'm on the right path. Now, I got some articles that I want to deal with when I get out of camp, Lord willing, if I can make it back to the house and do them. You know, they talk about how these AI, they can read your mind. and put it out on text what you thinking. So if you stay occupied in prophecy, you're going to be hidden from these AI. You know, it's kind of something that I kind of see in that situation, because they're not going to be able to detect the Lord's counsel. It says the Lord's counsel can't be detected, which is who? Great millstone. If you don't believe they are the elders and apostles on down, you know, you can accept it or not. So now we're going to do Isaiah chapter 40, verse 17. And it reads, and this is other than Israel, this is talking about all the other nations. And let's start at 14. And it reads, with whom took he counsel, and who instructed him, and taught him in the path of judgment, and taught him knowledge, and shown him the way of understanding. See? Who have taught the Lord? Nobody is taught Bahasham Yahawashi. Okay, we're taught. And we're coming to relate a message to our people, the lost sheep of Israel, that the Lord is dealing with us and telling you, you need to come back and repent and convert, to come back to the ways of Yahawah Yahawashi, as we are doing as well. No one is a respecter of persons. So we must come back to these ways as well to the best of our abilities. Because we're under the heavy curses. So we're gonna go off. That's why we need repentance. Verse 15, behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket and are counted as the small dust of the balance. Behold, he taketh up isles as a very little thing. So the balance is Hebrew Israelites and then 17 other nations. Okay? That's how much Israel matters to the Lord. Okay? A very substantial amount. So we are held at a higher example. We're held at a higher expectation than these other nations. We have to be doing more than these other nations, you know, because they weren't given the laws and statutes and commandments. That's why they out here looking at us like we the problem and like we crazy. You're going to find out, Lord willing, we those men who will come back and let you know who Yahawashi is dealing with. So let's go to 2nd Esdras, chapter 6, verse 56 in the Apocrypha. Now they took the Apocrypha out of the scriptures, and Apocrypha means hidden. Now the Lord did that. He hid his face for a while. But now he's revealing himself unto his men, starting with the elders and apostles of Great Millstone on down. So this is 2nd Esdras, chapter 6, verse 56. It was crazy. It was raining earlier, and I was like, you know what? I'm still gonna go out, and I'll find out a way to do it. And as soon as I got over here, the rain stopped. You know, that's the Lord. You know, he knows I'm doing his work. You know, that's what we do. It says to prophesy in the wind. It don't matter. I'll talk to myself all day. You know, we're not here to exalt our name. We're here to reach the lost sheep of Israel and let them know that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. You know, so you new brothers like me that come out there, maybe you're not like get a lot of people that's following you. That's fine, man. You know, that's who the Lord dealing with. He's dealing with the meek and the lowly. You know, we just got to do the work. He's going to take care of the rest. Do the work. Ask him to fix your problems, and he's going to fix it. You know, I got a court case that's going on right now, and they trying to put me in jail like prison. And I'm not even a criminal like that, man. You know, I dealt with weed back then, but I'm not a criminal, man. You know, I smoked weed and stuff back then, yeah. You know, but I did 5 years of the first sentence, man. Paid a whole bunch of stuff. You know, Went through a whole lot of trials out here on the street looking shameful, man. But now they want to bring it back up, all because I got pulled over with no driver's license. That's how you know the Lord is testing. It's testing Israel. He's testing to see, are you going to keep doing this? Are you going to keep standing out there? Because they got articles talking about they want to get rid of free thinkers. So I'm putting myself on the line for Yahawashi. I can go to prison for nothing. But hey, if it's going to edify the Lord and it's going to edify Israel, I'm ready to do so. You know, but Lord willing, he spared me so I can keep guiding the flock, the ones that the Lord put on me to do, to give them inspiration to come do the same. You know, the men. Because, you know, I'm just a believer and I cling to the body. I'm not part of GMS. You know, I'm just another guy out here, you know. But, you know, I feel like I have that same responsibility as if I was in GMS. If I believe them and they tell me to do something, then I got to do it. You can't say you believe in somebody and they tell you to do something. To do it. Sometimes they'll tell you to do something, you be like, man, I don't know if I'm strong enough to do that. So what do you say? You say, oh, Lord willing, that is able to be done. Lord willing, he gives me the strength to do what you're telling me to do. Because in the end, we got to do what these men say, man. Because it's not ultimately from these men, you know. It's coming from Yahawashi, you know. And I love the brotherhood, man. Of course, maybe not all of them, you know, believe that, you know, maybe believe that I'm really here for them. Who knows, you know. But it's a couple brothers, they came over and said, Shalom, you know, they see I'm trying, you know, to show that, hey, I know this not about me. I know we're supposed to be doing this for the Lord, you know. And that's what it ultimately comes down to. And what did he say to Simon Peter? He said, feed my sheep, you know. This is our job. We're supposed to do this whether people like it or not, right? Whether they bear or forbear. You're going to have some people in the brotherhood that's like, oh, we're going to wait. We're going to wait to see if he really about it. And that's just, you know, we don't know who he was last time. We don't know what we did last time. And the Lord's putting the spirit on them to be like that because of what we did. Maybe not. Maybe we might be suffering wrongfully. But at the same time, we still going to serve Yahawashi in this house. Okay? Right where I'm at, we're going to serve Yahawashi. So 2nd Esdras, chapter 6, verse 56. And we're going to do 55. All this I have spoken before thee, O Lord, Yahawashi, because thou hast made us the world for our sakes. As for the other people, which also come from Adam, thou hast said they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them to drop abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. So they had dropped from a bucket of water. Okay, they not a big deal. Okay, the balance is, you know, Israel 144%, the other nations 0, actually -0. Okay, the Lord is not dealing with them. Okay, so better me to be over here getting treated like shit or whatever I'm going through, and go through whatever I'm going through, everybody saying I ain't nothing, and being with everybody else who's going through that in Israel, than to be over there being lifted up. Just like the elder Manazaba, he was saying earlier that woe to them who everybody calls you good. I got even maybe some people in the brotherhood who still don't trust me. You know, I made some mistakes, you know, but who knows? Maybe they do. Maybe they just trying to see, hey, let's wait to see what happens. Let's see if he's gonna stay in order. And that's just. It's supposed to be that way. Because if it's not that way, then they're gonna let in somebody who really ain't about it. And it's been that. It's been that at GMS. You know, some people coming in and they not really about it, man. Okay, and they was on fire at first. So you really got to examine people, you know, and that's why I understand why, you know, the things that have happened in my life are happening. You know, I'm really being tested hard, but that means I know what? I know Yahawashi is dealing with me because he only chastises his sons. He don't chastise people that he ain't dealing with. So that's how I know I can stick with this truth, you know, because he's giving me the opportunity to. So this is Matthew chapter 6, verse 24. Man, crazy. You're calling Yahawashi. I'm talking about a straight sun came out as soon as I came over here. Crazy. Matthew chapter 6, verse 24. And it reads, no man can serve two masters, for either he shall hate the one and love the other. Because remember, we said it's a balance. You can't love everything. You got to hate something. Or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve power, which is Yahawah, and mammon. Verse 25, and it reads, therefore, I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat, or what ye shall drink, nor yet for your body, what ye shall put on. Is not the life more than meat, and the body than raiment? And that's what the Lord's doing. He's separating us from these people that only rely on physical means. You know, we still deal in the world. We still got to do stuff, but we don't worry about it. The Lord take care of it. Okay? I'm talking about I'm going through all types of stuff, but guess what? I got some red wine every day. Okay? I'm good. I'm good over here. You know, I got something to eat every day. Hey, he said he loaded us up with daily benefits. That's all Jake want anyways in the end. That's all Jake want. We just want something to eat at the end of the day. And that's why 2/3 don't want to come to this, because they know that there's going to be some suffering. They don't understand that they're going to have a grievous death if they don't turn back and repent. That's why we only here to talk to the ones that can get it. You know, that's their lot. That's what they're supposed to play. So we're going to let them play it. You know, period. It could be anybody you love. You got to let them do it because it's the will of the Lord. This ain't the will of us. So this is Exodus chapter 23, verse 2. And it reads, thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment. Neither thou shalt countenance a poor man in his cause. So just because you poor, just because you might be going through some stuff, we're not to be a respecter of persons. We're supposed to let you know the law, statutes, and commandments to a T. And we're supposed to try to follow them to the best of our abilities. We go off every day. You know, hey, it is what it is. You know, we're not supposed to be living in apartments. We're not supposed to be dealing with a lot of things that we deal with on this earth. But what we can follow, we will. Why? Because we're trying to please Yahawashi. We're not here to please ourselves. We don't try to please ourselves this whole time and always have plans, and what happened? It ain't never come. Why? Because Yahawashi, because of mine house is empty. I ain't gonna let you dwell over here in at least some comfort. But in all reality, I don't want comfort here. You know, I don't want to be comfortable here, because you know why? Because this place is gonna be forgotten. So I'm not gonna even remember being comfortable here. So why not go through suffering with Yahawashi? Because that's gonna be remembered. Okay, because we're gonna be crowned for that, Lord willing. So Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. So this is Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. And it reads, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten thy law, forgotten the law of thy power. I will also forget thy children. So the Lord gonna forget 2/3. And they're gonna come back in the kingdom, but the spirit that they have right now, that attitude, he gonna forget about that. He said he gonna wipe away all the tears. He ain't gonna remember that no more. You know, it's gonna come to a point where he wake them up and they in shame. He gonna wipe that. He gonna say it's all good. This is your lot in heaven right here. You got a beautiful family. Your fathers and your mothers, not your fathers, but your father and your mothers love you, and you're gonna be okay, man. That's what it's gonna come down to. You know, we're gonna be happy. We're gonna be rid of this place. We don't need America, Babylon the Great. Might as well start forgetting about this place right now, because we ain't gonna remember it. It's gonna be gone. So this is Philippians chapter 3, verse 13. So this is Philippians chapter 3, verse 13. And it reads, brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind. What's that? This place. And reaching forth unto those things which are before. What's that? The laws and statute commandments of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. So that's all we gonna have. And that's all we need. Verse 14, and it reads, I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of power in the Mashiach Yahawashi. See? This is a higher calling. What does that come with? Higher responsibility, higher diligence, higher perseverance, higher suffering. Okay, these are things that we must have joy over. Why? Because we're going to get the universe for it. We're going to get to dwell with Yahawashi. We're going to get to go see him, talk to him, you know, dwell with him, you know, drink wine with him, you know. Hey, that's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Who wouldn't want to? He's saving our people. Who wouldn't want to go dwell with Yahawashi? You know? So this is Proverbs. No, this is Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 32. It's a beautiful thing the Lord doing in the earth right now. It's beautiful. You know? Everything he promised is coming to pass. Everything the Lord promised is coming to pass. You know, we don't got no reason to be upset. We good. So this is Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 32. You know, he could have left us out here. He didn't do that. This is Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 32. And it reads, can a maid forget her ornaments, or a bride her attire? And see, we the bride of Yahawashi Yahawashi. We're not going to forget Yahawashi Yahawashi, okay? We his bride. We're not going to forget Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, okay? Yet my people have forgotten me days without number, and that's 2/3. Okay? They forgot Yahawashi. They don't remember, but they will. Whenever he exalts judgment in the earth, they will. They will. But this is what they're doing right now. Verse 33. Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love? Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways. And it said that 2/3 have succeeded the path of the deeds of the wicked. Okay, they've over surpassed that. And that's what our people are doing. They're teaching them to be wickeder. But we're not doing that. We're here to declare that the kingdom of heaven is at hand, whether you want to hear or not. Because you know why? Because Yahawashi over there in the east, he knows. Okay? And that's what matters. Okay? He knows that we out here doing everything we can day in and day out. And look, man, it was raining. Now look, the sun out. Out of nowhere, just the sun out. Why? Because Yahawashi out here. You know? He's out here. That's all that matters. I'm not saying that rain's bad, but hey, it's hard to serve Yahawashi here on a rainy day. I don't really have nowhere where I can go under, so I got to do it right here. You know? Because we're supposed to be preparing this table in front of our enemies. How much more in the middle of the highway? Right here. You can't get into this city without coming through here. Period. They got one over there, and they got one right here. Okay? You ain't getting through here without seeing one of the men who are serving Yahawashi. Like I said, I'm just a servant. You know? It's my duty to do this. You know? I'm not claiming to be one of the major teachers or nothing, man. I'm just here to try to help Great Millstone for all they've done for me, you know. All the stuff they've done for Israel. You know, they have dedicated their lives to this truth. So this is Psalms 119, verse 93. So this is Psalms 119, verse 93. And this is what King David was singing to the Lord. He said, I will never forget thy precepts, for with them thou hast quickened me. See, we have been quickened into this truth. So we making sure we stay in this prophecy all day, even if nobody isn't with us, to stay with these precepts and stay in this truth. 94. I am thine, save me, but I have sought thy precepts. So we got to seek out these precepts because we got to remember what we already remember. You know? Verse 95, the wicked have waited for me to destroy me. And they wait right now. I got to go see them on the 18th. But I will consider thy testimonies. I have seen an end of all perfection. And how do we get perfected? Through sufferings. But thy commandment is exceeding broad. So it don't matter what we go through. We're going to serve Yahawashi, okay? Period. Don't matter. We're here to serve Yahawashi and suffer with him and deal with him. It's Isaiah chapter 49, verse 15. Isaiah chapter 49, verse 15. And it reads, can a woman forget her sucking child, that she should not have compassion on the son of her womb? So just like Yahawashi, he's going to have compassion on us if we come back to these ways. He even going to bring back 2/3 into the kingdom. He even got compassion on 2/3, just not on this side. Yea, They may forget, yet will I not forget thee. The Lord ain't forgot about us. Behold, I have graven thee upon the palms of my hands. Thy walls are continually before thee, or before me. See, the Lord is continually dealing with us. He's continually testing us. He's continually bringing us through trials, continually seeing if we're going to keep serving the name of Bahasham, Yahawashi. Rain, sleet, sun, snow, shine, drought, famine, everything. It's a marriage. What do you do through marriage? Through life or death. You know? So this is Proverbs chapter 4, verse 5. And it reads, let's start at 4. He taught me also and said unto me, let thine heart, which is your mind, retain my words, keep my commandments and live. Verse 5, and it reads, get wisdom and understanding, forget it not, neither decline from the words of my mouth. What does that mean? It means to stay occupied in prophecy. You say you love Yahawashi, Yahawashi, you need to be learning continually and putting this part of your everyday life. Every day, you need to be doing something. We're not in the spirit all the time. No. But the Lord deals with us every day. So at some point in the day, that spirit of the wind is going to come across you. And you need to be ready to receive it. Especially listening to the elders and apostles. Especially listen to other brothers. You know, that spirit will come across and say, hey, you've been seeking. I'm going to show you. So keep every day with it. Every day. He's going to start dealing with you more and more. You know, which is Sophia. Sophia is going to reveal herself unto you as you seek her. You know, just like a woman out here, you know, most women, you try to seek a woman out here and they going to forsake you. But if you out of Israel and you seeking Sophia, she's not going to forsake you, man. Okay, if she tests you, you go through that suffering with her, she's going to dwell with you forever, which is wisdom. Forsake her not, verse 6, forsake her not, and she shall preserve thee. Love her, and she shall keep thee. See, she's going to keep you. Life to death, whatever you got to go through, whatever your lot is. You know? So now we got Proverbs chapter 3, verse 1. And it reads, my son, forget not my law, but let thine heart, which is your mind, keep my commandments. For length of days, verse 2, for length of days and long life and peace shall they add unto thee. You know, and we get peace through this truth. Verse 3, let not mercy and truth forsake thee. Bind them about thy neck, write them upon the table of thine heart, which is your mind. You know, this table is this truth, this wisdom. Write it in your head. Be repetitious with it. Keep learning it. Keep reading stuff like it was the first time you read it. You know? So now we're going to do Luke chapter 12, verse 6. So Luke chapter 12, verse 6, and it reads, are not 5 sparrows sold for 2 farthings? And this is Yahawashi speaking. and not one of them is forgotten before Yahawah. Verse 7, but even the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear not, therefore, ye are of more value than many sparrows. And the Lord feeds them every day. That's why he said, don't worry. Don't worry about what's going on around you. Justice and judgment are the habitation of thy throne, and judgment is for the wicked. So turn from your wicked ways and come back to Bahasham Yahawashi. Don't mean you ain't going to be perfect. You're going to go off. But he knows your sincerity. He knows that it don't matter who's watching. We're doing this so he can see that we care. So this is Hosea chapter 14, verse 2. This is Hosea chapter 14, verse 2. And it reads, take with you words and turn to the Lord. Say unto him, take away all iniquity and receive us graciously. So will we render the calves of our lips. See? We're supposed to come back to the Lord. Okay? And turn to him and say, you got to take away our iniquities. You know? We ask the Lord. Now, we hold ourselves accountable, but we pray to the Lord to give us that spirit, to be in that spirit, to be able to sin less. Okay? And come to the point to where some days we didn't sin at all. It's possible. You know? We ain't going to be perfect. Some days we're going to go off. But the more you get into Yahawashi and his ways, it's going to be real hard to go off. And that's what we want to get to. We want to get to where we're perfected, to where we ain't going off that much, you know, at all. You know? This is Hebrews chapter 8, verse 12. Hebrews chapter 8, verse 12. And it reads, for I will be merciful to their unrighteousness, and their sins and their iniquities I will remember no more. And that's what we're hoping, that the Lord will not remember our iniquities and forgive us on this side. He's going to forgive 2/3 on the other side, but it's going to be like, you know, they have to bear that shame first for a second. And then he's not going to remember no more. And we're going to be living in freedom. And we're not going to remember this place. You know, we ain't going to need to. So this is Isaiah chapter 43, verse 25. And it reads, I, even I, am he that blotteth out thy transgressions for mine own sake. So he's going to blot it out for his own sake, because he promised us he would. And will not remember thy sins. See? Verse 26, 6. And it reads, put me in remembrance. Let us plead together. Declare thou, that thou mayest be justified. See? Thy first father have sinned. Who was that? Yahawashi, because he was Adam. It wasn't like he went off on like he didn't know. It was the blueprint that Yahawah told him to do. Okay? That's why I said that Eve transgressed the laws, you know? And then it says, and thy teachers have transgressed against me. Therefore, I have profaned the princes of the sanctuary and have given Jacob to the curse and Israel to reproaches. And those curses, it talks about Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 16 through 68. Those are the curses we're under right now, you know, because we all went off. That's what we said. That's why I said, Lord, why did you make us err from thy ways? Because we have to understand what wickedness is to rule in righteousness. Okay, we have to. This is part of the suffering. Through much trials and tribulations shall we enter into the kingdom of heaven. Acts 14, verse 22, basically, we must go through much tribulation. So we gotta we're gonna do Romans chapter 8, verse 28. So this is Romans chapter 8, verse 28. And it reads, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love power, to them who are called according to his purpose. See, Lord willing, we were called to come and fulfill his purpose. And we believe we are. But in time, you know, the Lord will reveal who he's really dealing with. So Lord willing, we're part of that number, you know. I'll try my best to show that I love you. How about Shem Yahawashi? Matthew chapter 6, verse 14. So this is Matthew chapter 6, verse 14. And it reads, for if ye forgive men their trespasses, and this is talking about the brotherhood, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. But if you forgive not men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses. So we got to let go of everything here. We got to forget everything here. You know, we can't stay around and just keep doing the same thing. Keep holding grudges. Keep having problems with other brothers, you know? So, you know, we can't keep being that way. You know, we got to be able to forgive if we want to expect to be forgiven, you know? So, this is Colossians chapter 3, verse 13. And it reads, brethren, count not myself to have apprehended. Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on real quick. Hold on. So I think I might have already did Colossians. No, that's right. Colossians chapter 3, verse 13. It says, "Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forth unto those things which are before." Yeah, well, I read that earlier, you know. So, okay, I got to go into a part two. 'Cause I got to, actually, no, I kind of got some stuff I want to go handle real quick. So I'm going to go into a part two, and I'm going to get back into it. So, Shalom.